I'm Jen Peterson.
And I'm Ben Castle, and this is a Shikellimy News Report.
Our first story covers another Shikellimy activity here at camp.
We take you now to Charles Putt, who is standing on the activity field with the first period rocketry class.
Woo!
So I'll keep going.
Thank you, Jenny and Ben. Now I'm Charles Putt, standing here in the middle of the rocket field where a rocket has just been launched. Now I'll ask the rocketry instructor, Brad Island, a couple of questions. Now, Brad, is there any special way to launch a rocket?
Yeah, well, you have to go through safety procedures like being behind having the cord stretched all the way and being behind it, making sure you have recovery wadding in and your parachute's intact, or your streamer, or whichever. And make sure you have your, if it misfires like it did earlier, you have a 1 minute wait, then the instructor only must go up and repair it.
Okay. How long have you been doing rocketry?
A few years.
Yeah. Is there any special skill you have to know before you start rocketry?
Just to learn how to read the directions, really.
How long does it take to build a rocket?
Well, this class I had 2 people in it. They finished it in about 2-3 days.
Okay. Well, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Charles.
Now we will take you to Gilliam Bauer at the BB range with Maggie.
Start shooting.
Thank you, Ben. And we're here at the BB range. I'm Gillian Bauer, and we're going to talk to Maggie Zajdel. Hi, Maggie. How many years have you been at this camp?
This is my 3rd year.
Where do you come from?
Originally I'm from Poland.
How many years have you been teaching BB?
This is my 2nd year because first year I was here, I was just a camper.
Who taught you how to teach? Well, who taught you to shoot it?
When I was LIT, leader in training, they taught me how to do it.
How many shots does each kid get when they shoot?
I usually give them 10 minutes to shoot because this is a small class and 10 minutes is pretty good.
Do you teach BB once a day or twice a day? Or what periods do you teach?
Just once a day, 2nd period.
How many kids are in each class, or at least in your class?
I think there are 8 kids here.
Do you like doing this?
Oh yeah, I love it.
Where? Oh yeah. Is there any safety things you have to?
Yeah,
wear?
They have to wear safety goggles and, well, just be careful with the guns. Point the guns at the ground or at the target. Always have safety on if they're not in use.
And do they shoot out into the woods?
Yeah.
Okay. Do the kids seem to enjoy this a lot?
Oh yeah, they love it.
Okay. Thank you. And this is Gillian Bauer and Maggie Zajdel from BB.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gillian. It looks like they're having fun on the BB range.
And now we are lucky enough to have a special guest, Channel 8's Keith Martin, interviewed by Molly Emery.
Keith, what is your day like at the station?
Well, I go to work, Molly, at about 2:30 in the afternoon. We immediately sit down and have a meeting where we discuss all the day's news, what's happened up to that point, and we start deciding what order we're going to put it in. We have to decide what the top story is, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, so on and so forth. And then because I have a co-anchor, whether it's Kim Lemon or Ron Martin, we decide who's going to write that story. So we come up with an actual rundown, an actual piece of paper that says what the stories are, what order they're in, and then by about 3:30 in the afternoon, I start writing my portion of the newscast. And I write every word that you hear me say during the news. And I do that for the 6 o'clock news, which is an hour-long newscast. I then have about an hour and a half in between that I can go out and have dinner or go for a run or a swim or whatever. And then I come back about 8:30 and get ready for the 11 o'clock news. And we repeat the whole process, but we rewrite everything, and there's always new information. And I finish up after the 11 o'clock news. I probably leave the station
Do you like working with the news?
I love it. It's the only thing I know how to do other than be a soldier. I've been in television and radio for 20 years. I got out of the Army in 1970 and went full-time in television and have been working at television stations in many places ever since then.
How long do you work a day?
About 10 hours is the average work day for me, but some days, like today, for instance, I'm here helping you learn something about my business because I think it's a very interesting business. I think it's very exciting and challenging, and I'm very excited to see young people like yourself and the team working with Steve learning something.
Rocketry, New York for 2 years, Wilkes-Barre for 3 years, and I've been with WGAL for 9 years. Add them all up, Molly, I think it's about 10. It's unbelievable. Of course, I'm only 23 years old. Do you believe that? Good. You're a very smart lady.
Have you ever interviewed one of your idols in NASCAR?
One of my idols, I would have to say yes. I can give you 2 examples of that. About 10 years ago, I had an opportunity to interview a very famous jazz trumpet player named Maynard Ferguson. And I happen to love his big band music. He's probably plays the highest notes on a trumpet of any person living in the world. And I had the opportunity to interview him for the news and then go see his show that night. And he recognized me in the audience, and I stood up, and it was one of the big thrills of my life. A year and a half ago, former President Richard Nixon came to York to go to a park which was named in his honor. And I got to spend about an hour and a half with former President Nixon. And he's a man, even though he may have done some things that were wrong for the country, he is also one of the smartest men and most experienced men I ever met in my life. And it was a great honor to spend time with him and talking with him and getting his views on different things. And I would say he would be the second idol in a sense. I don't like all the things he did because he had to leave office as president, but I respect him greatly for his views and his experience.
And where do you live now?
I live in Lancaster, and I have an 18-year-old cat, Priscilla, and she has 1 tooth left, and she's my buddy. She's been there almost my entire adult life, and that's, I'm very happy in the Lancaster area, and I love it.
Okay, thank you.
Well, that's all for today's news program. Bye.